The big news at WWDC this year is that there probably won't be any. Well, anything we don't already know, that is. What we can hope for, though, is Apple's next one more thing. It's been a while since they've done one of those, and here is what I want. I want the iPhone to go away altogether. Seriously. The Apple Watch, while nowhere near the device the iPhone is, has a very bright future. The Apple Watch Series 3, the latest generation of the device available, has more computing power than the original iPhone, which is quite crazy if you think about it. It's taken 10 years for the iPhone to get to where it is, but will 10 years hold for the Apple Watch? But who wants to wait 10 years? Apple has forever downplayed a potential Google Glass type product, but if you consider their focus on augmented reality and AR kit, glasses are the logical conclusion. Who honestly thinks we're going to be holding our phones in front of our faces to experience augmented reality in the long run? It is already somewhat annoying. So put those two together and you have a future where the computing power lives in the watch on your wrist and the screen is an augmented reality interface on your face. To get us close to that future though, Apple needs to get glasses out the door now so that they can iterate on it. So my super wild speculation for WWDC 2018 is the release of Apple glasses, or at least the hint of it in code. But let's be honest, what we're going to see instead is some good iterative improvements, which is never a bad thing. The original goal for iOS 12, according to reports, were a new home screen concept, improvements to core apps like Mail and Camera, and presumably other exciting features. Then came several bugs in iOS 11 that put Apple in the spotlight. These included security vulnerabilities, time-related bugs, autocorrect, and even character-related bugs, amongst others. All of these incidents were enough to prompt Apple to take a step back. By early January, word on the street was that Apple was delaying shipping any new big features for iOS 12 and instead focusing on stability. Among developers, this is referred to colloquially as a Snow Leopard release, which was a version of OS X on the Mac that prioritized refinement, reliability, and security over big features. Well, at least that's how many of us nostalgically remember it. This is a good thing though. Most of us conduct the majority of our lives through these devices, and additional security and refinement always helps. That's not to say there won't be any new features included in iOS 12. We can expect to see additional capabilities on the augmented reality front with enhancements to ARKit, something I obviously think is really important to Apple's future. We can also expect more focus on privacy and features to help balance device usage like digital health capabilities and parental controls. And as always, new and exciting Animoji. Okay, so that's the roundup part. That's the stuff we know about. Now let's speculate a bit, at least a bit more than I already did, and talk about some of the things we'd like to see in this release. In early 2017, Apple acquired Workflow, a startup that built a really nice automation app on iOS. Now, it hasn't been that long, but OS-level integration of Workflow's capabilities, along with a Siri API to tap into it, would go a long way into making Siri a decent assistant. Group notifications. Now this is a no-brainer. Android does it well, and there's no reason we can't have it too. Grouping all notifications from a single app into one banner would reduce a lot of clutter on the lock screen. On the iPad, I'd really like to see support for multiple users on a single device. Apple already does this in classrooms, and it's time they added multi-user sign-on to vanilla iOS. If they believe their own mantra that iPads are the future of computing, then multi-user access is a necessity. Now, there are plenty of other features rumored to be on the coming soon list, including dark mode and a supposed cross-platform app framework, which lets you build apps for not just iOS and watchOS, but Macs as well. What about you? What features would you like to see? What wild ideas do you think Apple is working on? Chime in the comments.